Hiya, I'm Dark Shades. I'm going under Dark Shades today. Yeah, because I wanted to talk about Magic Mike. I'm not going to call him Muggy Mike because he hated it. And, I remember first seeing Mike when he was on Love Island. And I remember thinking, oh God, he's gorgeous. And I think the majority of women thought that way too. It was only until he took Laura away from Chris that he inherited the name Muggy Mike. But the fact of the matter is that none of us really know what happens when ordinary people go into something like Love Island or whatever they go in and they become famous as a result of it. They go in as ordinary people, just like you and me. And then all of a sudden they come out and they're overloaded with requests for interviews and all that kind of stuff. And from the beginning, it can go to your head, but it can also be quite lonely. And the thing with that I saw with Mike is that he had to put on this bravado. I felt as though people expected him to be that way. And he always seemed to be defending himself. I mean, I don't know if people notice that. I mean, we look at him and he really looked like a boy grown tall. He always had those kind of puppy dog eyes. And anybody who sees their grandmother as the most important person in their world can't be at all bad. What I think happened was he came out of Love Island. He ended up with all these contracts and, people approaching him for left, right and centre. And he felt as though he had to play along because I don't know how it goes, but I'm sure you're under a contract to fulfil certain obligations as a part of the whole thing. So he probably had to do certain things. But I think, once that relationship broke down with Megan and once his grandmother died and once his best friend died, I just think he just felt as though he didn't have anything left. I mean, to hang himself, for Christ's sake. I watched him on Celebrity Go Dating, and I watch celebrities go dating all the time because I see their insecurities, I see their defensiveness, I see their strive for perfection. They're so intolerant. And you have to ask yourself, why? Why do they become like that? Then they feel as though they can fart and be rude and ignorant just because. I mean, I watched a couple of episodes where the celebrities left the ordinary person to pay the bill. They didn't even have the courtesy to say, oh, look, I'll give you half. Walked off. One of them actually walked off and said, oh, thanks for the meal. And that was it. What's happened to basic manners? Anyway, I'm going off the point because Magic Mike wasn't like that. I mean, to me, he was just an ordinary, good-looking boy. And the sad thing is I see a lot of similarities in him and Pete Wicks. I mean, I know that what's her name went out with both of them, Megan. She went out with both of them. But if you check Pete Wicks, he's got a fantastic relationship with his grandmother too. And he comes over with all this bravado. So, we have to look beyond what we see. And I believe that these producers who take young people off the streets for whatever program they want, they need to have a counselling in place. They need to have some kind of follow-up guidance strategy in place. And it should be in place for 2 to 3 years. You can't just leave people, to get on with their lives. And I mean, who was there for him when his grandmother died? Who was there for him when his best friend died? Who was there for him when Megan, I don't know why they broke up, but regardless of what the reason was, who was there for him? And so you kind of think, because he didn't want to, because even on Celebrities Go Dating, he didn't want to show himself. He was kind of, he had this wall built up. And so it's the same thing. In the end, he didn't want to continue. because people have expectations of him. They look at him and they think, oh, you know, he's a big head, he's arrogant, he's this and that. And nobody's got time to get to know people. And that's what I find in that celebrity. And you get more of an insight when you watch celebrities go dating more than in any other scenario that you might see them in. Because you see their true selves. You see their insecurities. You know, Sam Thompson, he was talking to a girl and she zoned out while he was talking rubbish, but it didn't really matter. But she zoned out on him and she said, oh, sorry, I zoned out for a minute. And he really took it to heart. He was absolutely devastated. I mean, she actually liked him, but the fact of the matter is they're so ultra sensitive and their desire to be liked and accepted is extraordinary. And I don't know where that comes from. From going into a reality show where you're just being yourself to being invited into other arenas, and it kind of takes over your personality, makes you become this fragile being. I don't understand that. Anyway, I just wanted to do my sincere condolences. Mike, wherever you are, may you rest in peace. I'm really sorry you're gone. All right then. Bye-bye.